The European Union has 29 projects in 6 different countries in the Indian Ocean region on biodiversity. Our key partner on biodiversity is the Indian Ocean Commission. We work together to improve the livelihoods of local population in the region while protecting the natural resources. So the protection of natural resources is key objective of these programs. The mangroves play a crucial role in the ecosystem of the coastal areas, in the natural resources and the resources of the coastal areas. And their massive root system, they protect the coastal areas from erosion, from tropical storms, and it's also a nursing ground for various kinds of juvenile fish.
We are in Rufiji Delta. Rufiji Delta is mainly found in Rufiji River Basin, which cover total area 53,000 hectares. And the promotion of sustainable forest management has been done by doing specific projects which involve community around in this area. The total village which participate is only 20 villages. This village found in North Delta and South Delta, and both of them they have two common activity of protecting the environment.
Actually, the background of Pakaya project is the poverty among the people in the Rufiji Delta. They entered the mangrove forest to cut it illegally for any income, and they also entered the mangrove forest for expanding rice farms. This resulted into conflict between them and the mangrove authorities. So we established this project in order to promote sustainable conservation and utilization of mangroves and other biodiversity for the purpose of eradicating poverty and to bring about community development. So this project, in essence, is a biodiversity project. Its main objectives are: 1, to promote this sustainable conservation and utilization of these mangrove forests and the other biodiversity. 2nd, to strengthen community participation in the conservation and also replanting of the mangroves. 3rdly, to promote beekeeping and ecotourism as alternative economic activities so that people will refrain themselves voluntarily without force from depending on the mangroves. And 4thly, to resolve the conflict between the mangrove authority and the communities in the area. The outcome of this Pakaya project in the Delta so far is as follows. 1, illegal cutting of mangrove forests have been reduced from 20 cases last year to only 4 cases this year. Also, cases of rice expansion in the area have been reduced from 200 acres last year to only 20 acres this year.
Ufanisi wetu ni kati ya Pakaya Group na Pakaya Group, kwa maana ya sisi na lile shirika. Wao walituletea mizinga kwa ajili ya kuendesha shughuli za ufugaji wa nyuki. Kwa maana walitukuta tupo chini kidogo katika shughuli za ufugaji wa nyuki. Kwa hiyo wakaona hebu tuwapelekee hii mizinga ili waongeze huo ufanisi. Kwa hiyo ushirikiano wetu na wao upo hapo. Sisi tunayo maeneo, wao wakaona haya maeneo yatumike vizuri, ni lazima yaletewe mizinga ili tupate kutunza mazingira vizuri, mikoko ipate kukua ili mahitaji ya wananchi baadaye iwe mizuri. Kwa hiyo hizo ndo faida ambazo tulizokuwa tunazo kati ya wao na sisi, au ufanisi. Lakini hiyo mizinga tayari tumeshaanza kuvuna. Hii mizinga tayari tushaanza kuvuna, kwa maana tushaanza kupata faida. Tushaanza kutoa asali ndani ya mizinga. Inalamba hivi asali tamu sana. Tushaanza kupata faida.
Actually, when full production of honey through these 80 beehives has commenced, we anticipate communities to gain 150,000 euros per annum And when ecotourism becomes in operation, we anticipate the community to gain 162,000 euros per annum. The conflict between community and the Mangrove Authority have been resolved.
The importance of Tsunza Peninsula to the urban area Mombasa County, which has a lot of hotels. That is fish production, especially the prawn, which is prominent and favorable marine foods for the hotels. 2, transaction of other businesses like the fuel wood and building materials from the mangrove ecosystem, and also agricultural products from the Tsunza Peninsula, which is taken to urban areas. Over increase of population growth has made this area more of overfishing or over-harvesting, making the resource base nearly to depletion because of that overpopulation. And that overpopulation also has actually made overexploitation of the mangrove ecosystem because of the demand for construction and fuel wood. That now threatens the ecosystem by actually bringing down soil, that is sedimentation and siltation downstream, which during the heavy rains interfere with what we call marine ecosystems, and this has also resulted to go down to port areas where it calls for constant port dredging, which is going to interfere marine commerce. Currently, Comtouch Kenya, a community-based organization managed by local people from the area with their local ideas, using the indigenous technical know-how, formed this particular organization in 2007. And they had 3 objectives. 1 was to ensure that we do conservation of these coastal fragile areas. 2, to promote alternative livelihoods so that we reduce poverty. And in order to achieve this, we have an objective of capacity building. So every step we do, we always actually build the capacity of the communities to manage this project effectively. In the rehabilitation of the mangrove degraded areas, we did 3 sites. We planted a total of 110 mangrove seedlings. That output is achieved now with about approximately 10 acres of mangroves rehabilitated.
Hisimbe ukitengeneza unavanda kwa kuhifadhi mazingira. Kuna mikoko ambayo yakatwa ni hafifu ambao wanaza kikata kubananga mikoko yehu. Sambe sinaoneka nasari halafu hunayivanda kuuza mazingira kwa la madzo. Emba hii hukika nasari za vivi hukigusa. Wengine unaweka hunavanda, ingine yenye hunagusa. Hunapata pato la kukala hunasaidiana kia skuli. Nyumba pia ukipata za viratu unajenga ikala kuna nyumba. Vibusifie hunagula kuku hunagula. Sambi hunashukuru hunapata pato bomu zaidi. Ukika hii nasari ya mikoko. Kwa mfano hunendima kweka kama 20,000. Halafu hukagusa kama 16,000, halafu 4,000 enye hukahifadhiwa namba po unamanya papa fasa na batirika enye hukayuza tena kubanda.
In the second objective, which was livelihoods, we had 1 floating cage unit, and this one was to assist us to culture the juvenile, number them, and then transfer to the existing ponds so that the women who do mariculture in that particular area now can do serious business.
As you can see here, these are the fish ponds. Yeah, they are 8 in number, and this is one of the projects that we are doing as Comtouch. We are putting here fingerlings, which after about 8 months we harvest, and we get money for livelihood. So it's one of the projects. Apart from mangrove rehabilitation, we usually have the alternative livelihoods. Each pond can take a number of 1,500 to 2,000 fingerlings, which I've said in about 8 months, we shall have about 1 ton. That's why we have a floating cage with 4 chambers. That is basically to put fingerlings, we count them, and then when there is a certain number of 1,500 to 2,000, we send it back here to the ponds. And after 8 months to 1 year, then we sell. That is basically what we do here.
In that also we had soil and water conservation, which we trained 20 farms. Already 15 farms have been terraced. In the capacity building, we formed Community Forest Association known as Sumbukofa, Sunzambuguni Community Forest Association. It is already registered with Ministry of Register Nairobi, and we are now developing a management plan.
Tena napotika ny alan'ny mangrove taminay taty zany de lasa baragnahy zany ty ala ty taloha mandeha ny charbon, mandeha ny pofome na manapaky hazo trano reo na tsy atao mifokotany aza de afaky mamarotra zany reo satria tsy manambola ry zareo. Fa io ro andesindreo mba amelomandreo amin'ny vady aman-janaka.
Vokatry zay fahasimbana zay dia ny fanentanana, ny fampahafantarana, ny mahazava-dehibe ny ala honko. Teo ihany koa fanomezana formation mba ahafahan'le fokon'olo mahafantatra tsara ny fomba zany fitantanana zany. Vokatry an'izay dia natao ny évaluation nahazo 10 taona manaraka ny fokon'olona satria efa manana an'izay capacité mitantana ny ala izay. Dia nisy moa ny fizarana matériel ny pêche zay manaraka ny fenitra ny lalàna misy eto Madagasikara.
Namaty sarato rô ho anay mba fitsonjovandreo ny fiaignanay zany. Satria ny zavatra tadiaviko tokony manahira azy zany moramora kokoa ahy ahitako azy amin'ny fahazoako an'ity harato ty.
Tsy zay ihany koa fa nomena asa reo vehivavy aty amin'ny faritsy ny delta dia afaka manao gargoty kely izy zany hoentiny hanampiana an'izay revenu zay.
Ny fanampiana azoko dia velagno 2, de lapoaly raiky, fatapera 2, de fingarety koa 2. De nisy fidiram-bola amiko le raha. Tsy manao intsony aho hanampaka halahonko anany zao satria efa mivelona amitiky.
Nomena ihany koa fiompiana gana ny fokon'olona aty amin'ny faritsy ny delta.
Nahazo kanakana zahay. Lafa nagnatody, zahay mamaritra atody-kana, agnatin'ny 10 andro zahay mamaritra 700. Fa mivoatsisa mandeha mbeo tokantragnonay satria fa mifagnampy zahay amin'ny resaka ara-bola.
Nisy ihany koa zay misy ankehitriny ny resaka fiompiana fia aty amin'ny fokontany Mavoato.
Azo an'le kazy sy ny zanatrondro ny hompita ato. Tombotsoa hitako agnaminy zao, io ny maharitsy, fivelomandrindra maharitsy. Mety agnamiko satria mety fa tsy andeha hihaza ny ranomasy agny moko rehefa manana ty mamokatsy soty fa ato avao no miaina mivelo.
Vokatra azo tsapahitana anaty amin'ny commune delta dia nisy ny restauration, nisy ihany koa ny reboisement, ny fandimby isan-taona. Teo ihany koa ny fahitana fa niakatra koa ny vokatra zay avy any an-dranomasina satria dia nanana fitaovana ahafahan'ny maka ny vokatra zay manaraka ny fenitra zay misy eto Madagasikara ny lalàna mifehy. Tsangana ny polisinala, manao fisafoana, ny ova tsikelikely ny fomba ampanao ny fokon'olona amin'ny fomba mahazatra hatramin'izay mikasika ny fampiasana an'izay arena voajanahary zay.
Mila mahazo taratasy zany izy vao mitsofoka ato amin'ny ala honko. Ty ato tsy hitrofoatrofoa tiky fa anambolena ty fa tena satana hoe ala faly tsy azo idira la tsy zahay avao.
these best practices need to be shared. And they need to be shared widely to other countries, other island states. And we are so proud that the Biodiversity Project has contributed to improve the livelihood of the communities of the region and towards the conservation of the ecosystems.